again, moving into uncharted territory with our own website. So don't panic. We won't be starting the quiz until the usual time. So just relax, tune in. You've got the link to our new website, which is fantastic. And a big thanks to Alan at Art Media even, and Connor at Provello for helping this numpty me understand how technology works. So let's check that everything is going on our various platforms. So 2 ticks. Just trying to get YouTube going, guys. Okay, so we should be on our own webpage. So I would encourage you to start trialing that. And we should be on YouTube, and we are still on Facebook. Hey, Alex. So, Billy, Pete, you're very, very welcome this inaugural evening of our own webpage. So, feel free to play on that. In fact, over the next period, I would like people to go on to the webpage because there's reasons, and I'll come on to that this evening. But you're still able to pick this up for those of you who are on YouTube and Facebook. It's still working, but via the webpage. And I know that we're in on, hey Severine, thank you. So you've got a few minutes if you want to move across to the website. The whole point of the website is, hey Paddy from the Coal Pits, Heather in Lurgan, Isabel, San Diego, hey Kieran, you're all very welcome. So where was I? Yeah, the whole point of the webpage is twofold. Number one, we will ultimately not be subject to the vagaries of YouTube and Facebook and all their constraints. We are going to be flying our own flag, paddling our own canoe, and we can play tunes until our heart's content, which is more relevant. Thanks, Ian, down in Kildare, new grandchild, welcome, and Fan Dabadozi. So just get yourselves all settled in while I get myself settled in. So where was I? So it would be remiss with 5 minutes to go. So we've got plenty of time here. There's no rush. I thought it would be a good idea just to reflect on our journey since this crazy thing has happened. Started off with an iPhone propped against Kate's salad bowl where I had to figure out how to do Facebook Live. Then we tried to integrate music. That was a bit starty. Then we migrated across to a laptop. Then we figured out, thanks to Alan, we got vMix, and then we were able to do pictures and images and sound when we were permitted by Facebook and YouTube. And now we've got our own website. And the point of this is that I believe when we got our own website, we'll be able to do a number of things. First of all, particularly on Saturday evening where we've got our party quiz, we'll be able to play tunes. Paddy, that should please you. And our own de facto radio channel will also be able to, through PayPal in due course, raise money for charities. That's another thing we want to do. And then ultimately, so I can take this to the next level, moving images. So, settle in. Malcolm, Joanne, comfortably dumb. Noreen, thinking about you. Hope everybody is keeping well over there in New York and Connecticut. So you're all very, very welcome on Facebook, my own page, Facebook, Vincent's Kitchen Quiz, YouTube, and our own website. My God, we'll soon be on Channel 4 and Sky, and only kidding. Okay, this evening, let's concentrate on matters content-wise. So this evening, we have got the usual 4 rounds. Friday evening is our quizzy quiz for quizzers quiz. So it's quizzy. Make no apology for that. Saturday evening, on the other hand, while still quizzy, is also more entertainment-y, and I get the opportunity to annoy people with my tastes in music for our finale or music round, and then we can apply for a late license, Paddy. So we are good, and this is a work in progress, so I appreciate your patience, your tolerance, and your support as we move into this next phase of our kitchen quiz. And there's so much more to be done, so much more to be achieved. It's all good. It's all good. And thank you for your patience. So specifically, and I should also mention, it's really interesting to develop our own community. I can see chats, comments between participants. All is free, all is good fun, and we've got, if you like, and in these unusual times where social contact is very limited, maybe this has a function where we can engage with friends and family near and far. And don't forget that with technology you can do very positive things as well as very negative things. So this is hopefully, aside of looking at me, this is a positive thing. So anyway, enough of my meandering. It's the nerves, you know. We have got 4 rounds in store for you this evening via all our channels. We have got cooked up for you 3 famous automobile manufacturers, 3 famous doctors, 3 famous theatres. Everything's famous here, by the way. We don't do obscure stuff. 3 famous catchphrases with a graphic. 12 connections. We have got a full course of connections this Friday quizzy quiz for Quizzers Quiz. We've got a picture round with 3 cityscapes. We've got 3 fashion brands. We've got a map. And we've got another map with 5 explorers. A tad quizzy, I admit, but interesting. Then we'll finish with 3 famous Janes in round 4, 3 what comes next with a graphic, 3 parts of the body / corpus, and 3 famous expressions with their origins. So a mixed bag, a truly mixed bag. On your quizzy quiz for Quizzers Quiz, the rules are dead simple. For those of you tuning in for the first time, you're especially welcome. The rules are dead simple. You just jot down your answers, confer with your teammates. I will give you time to confer. And the only golden rule, wrong finger Vincent, no answers on the feed. That's it. And at the end of each round, just post your team scores on our YouTube or website, which is there. there, or on Facebook Live. That's it. Couldn't be any more simple. Relax, kick back. The only person who should be nervous, you're looking at him. Other than that, just relax. You're smart. You're smarter than you think. So, first round, where was I? First round. So you're going to get 3 automobile manufacturers, 3 famous automobile manufacturers. You just have to give me the respective countries. Okay? Make sense? You get the car manufacturer, you give me the country. Okay. Dead simple. I should read from the questions, not the answers. Although that would be an interesting quiz. I give you the answer and you figure out the question. Anyway, your automobile manufacturer number 1. Hyundai Kia is your question 1 in our inaugural to kick off our website. 3 countries from the car manufacturers. We start off with Hyundai / Kia. The country, please, is your question number 1 in your famous automobile manufacturer. The country, please. Hyundai Kia. Okay, dokie, we're doing okay, is it? Thank you for migrating the short distance across to the old website. That's where I want you all to be. Hey, Stephen. Hyundai Kia, the country. Tricky, quizzy country for automobile manufacturer number 2. Skoda. The country. Skoda. It's good. Things seem to be working. We'll test it tomorrow night with some tunes. Skoda, your famous automobile manufacturer number 2, the country, Skoda. Should have said we have 50 points up for grabs this evening. 50 points. Number 3, the country, please. The PSA Group, Peugeot, Citroën. The country. PSA Group, Citroën - Peugeot. Oh, Claire, you've moved. You felt lonely. Oh. Pajama time? Hyundai Kia, Skoda, PSA Group, Peugeot, Citroën. 3 famous car manufacturers, 3 countries respectively. Stephen, you're only as old as your imagination. You'll be fine. Like your style. There's our first 3 on our breakthrough evening. 4, 5 and 6. We do things in 3s here. Famous 3s. Famous doctors. 3 famous doctors. Famous doctor number 1. Along with Sherlock Holmes, which doctor first appeared in A Study of Scarlet in 1887? Along with Sherlock Holmes, which doctor first appeared in A Study of Scarlet in 1887 is your famous doctor number one? Sherlock Holmes, A Study of Scarlet, 1887. Is your famous doctor one, or question number 4? Welcome, Sam. Sandbaggers are live. Welcome, Reese. Don't worry, you're a bit late. We waited as long as we could, Reese. We'll do a recap for all latecomers at the end of round 1, so you're all good. So your famous Doctor one was, along with Sherlock Holmes, first appearing in A Study of Scarlet. Famous Doctor number 2. Which Greek physician of the age of Pericles is often referred to as the father of medicine? Is your famous Doctor number 2. The father of medicine, a Greek physician from the age of Pericles. The father of medicine is your very famous Doctor number 2. Hey Vanessa. Good so far on all channels? Good. On your quizzy quiz. Famous Doctor number 3, or question number 6 if you catch my drift. First published in 1957. A novel by Boris Pasternak. Boris Pasternak, and takes place between the Russian Revolution and World War II. Is your famous quizzy Doctor number 3, first published in 1957, a novel by Boris Pasternak, and takes place between the Russian Revolution and World War II. There you go. A quizzy Doctor number 3. Welcome all you newcomers on our website. Move across. It's our place, in your place, if you know what I mean. Marvellous. The journey continues. 7, 8 and 9. Got enough time to figure out the old Boris Pasternak novel, Russian Revolution, World War II, famous Doctor number 3. Of course you do. 3 famous theatres. You give me the respective cities. Okay, famous theatre number 1, Carnegie Hall. Carnegie Hall, where? The city, please. Carnegie Hall is your famous theatre. Concert hall number 1. The city, please. Carnegie Hall. Famous theatre number 2. La Scala. La Scala. The city, please. La Scala. Quizzy, mind you. La Scala. Where? Evening, Michelle, Sharon, BD. Dead right, Stephen. You only learn by mistakes, and I've made plenty. Should be very learned by now. And your famous theatre number 3. The city, please. Bolshoi. The Bolshoi Theatre. Your famous Theatre number 3. The City Plays, Bolshoi. So there you go on our quizzy quiz for Quizzers Quiz 7, 8 and 9. Carnegie Hall, La Scala, Bolshoi. And your last 3 in round 1, I have to remember something. I have to take off that little graphic which says available now on www.vincentskitchenquiz.com, that very famous website. 3 catchphrases. Say what you see. 3 catchphrases. Catchphrase number 1. Remember, say what you see. 3 catchphrases. Number 1. Good luck. So say what you see is your first catchphrase. So interesting watching this. On the website, it was instant. YouTube and Facebook slightly behind. So another reason to migrate over the next couple of weeks and move across to our website. In any event, this evening, through our multiple channels, your catchphrase number 1. Say what you see. Okie dokes. After catchphrase number 1, I'll do catchphrase number 2. Say what you see. You should, Stephen, at the end of each round, be able just to post your score on the website. You should be able to do that. I've got various comments from different people, so if you're struggling this evening, just post your score on the Facebook Live page. We don't need to worry about that until the end of this round. So your famous catchphrase number 2. Say what you see. This is a good one. I'll leave this one up a bit, as they say. Say what you see. Catchphrase number 2. Okie dokes. And your final catchphrase, your final one in round 1, before we move into a full course from the kitchen of your favouriteest connections. Your final catchphrase, say what you see, number 3. So say what you see, catchphrase number 3. So let's recap for everyone. And Reese, you were late into our own room. Your recap on questions for your round 1. Here we go. Let's recap. So we had your famous, just wait until we deal with latency on Facebook and YouTube. So here we go. Facebook's good. YouTube is coming right up now. Okay. If we were all on the web page, 0 latency. Anyway, famous automobile manufacturers, the country. We were looking for the country for Hyundai, Kia, Skoda and the PSA Group, Peugeot, Citroën. We then were looking for your famous doctors along with Sherlock Holmes, which doctor first appeared in A Study of Scarlet in 1887. Welcome the Thunder Broads. Which Greek physician of the age of Pericles is often referred to as the father of medicine and first published in 1957, the novel by Boris Pasternak, and takes place between the Russian Revolution and World War II. We had your famous theatres. I was looking for the respective cities for Carnegie Hall, La Scala and Bolshoi. Then we had your 3 catchphrases. We had first catchphrase, say what you see. Second catchphrase, say what you see. And your final catchphrase, say what you see. Okay, so if you want to confer with your nearest and dearest, your answers to round 1 as we break new ground yet again, which is good. It's good. Good to break new ground. Okay, your answers to your first round. Good luck. So your famous automobile manufacturers, we had Hyundai, Kia. I'm sure you got South Korea. Skoda. Did you get the Czech Republic or Czechia? PSA Group, Peugeot, Citroën. I'm sure you got France. Your famous doctors, Sherlock Holmes, The Study of Scarlet, Dr. Watson, The Age of Pericles, the father of medicine. I'm sure you got Hippocrates. Dr. Zhivago was your famous doctor by Boris Pasternak. Carnegie Hall, New York, La Scala in Milan, Bolshoi in Moscow. Your catchphrases were tricycle, dolly mixture, and long overdue. Were your answers to round 1? Very well done. For those of you just tuning in, feel free to hop across to our inaugural viewing and say, I was there, to our website. Okay, round 2. Round 2, we have got good scoring. The Tempire, Houston, no problem. It definitely isn't off. McKenzie's on all cylinders. Comfortably dumb. Anything but. True Grit. You're far too smart. That's your problem. But it's a good problem. Okay, round 2. This will sort you out. Round 2 is our connections round. Edwina, you can type. You're doing well. You're doing fab. McLaughlin's great. Dolly, next Dolly Mixture got you. Did it, Stephen? Is that what got you? Team Deaf, you're all smarty pants this evening. Don't get complacent. Round 2. A full course of handmade, carefully crafted, in the oven for days connections. Connections, for those of you who haven't played before, are you get 3 bits of information and you join the dots. What do I think? Do I think I've asked any before? Maybe 1 or 2 because my memory's dodgy. Or 1 or 2 tricky? You betcha. 12 connections. A full course. What connects? Shall we start? Shall we start? What connects? What connects an imperial weight, Wall Street or JFK, with calculus or plural calculi, a medical condition? Huh? What connects calculus, plural calculi, a medical condition, with Wall Street or JFK, with an imperial weight? Jot them down and figure out what connects. Good comments on the live feed on the webpage. You're doing very well as newcomers. You're figuring this out as quickly as me. In fact, faster. Lockdown haircuts. Well done, Joanne. So what connects an imperial weight? An imperial weight? Wall Street or JFK with calculus, plural calculi, a medical condition? What connects? You see, during lockdown, the whole rationale for this is you could invite your friends and family virtually around and laugh at me and be semi-educated at the same time. Yeah, that was it. Simple as that. And now we're in November. But it's good. It's good to have somebody to laugh at. So that was your what connects number 1. Number 2. I'm sorry, these are obtuse, which is the whole point. What connects Joni Mitchell's second most covered song with My Own Private Idaho with a watercourse? A watercourse, My Own Private Idaho, and Joni Mitchell's second most covered song is your rather weird out there. What connects number 2? Good. Connections are good. They're getting harder to create. I found that. In fact, I find most things harder recently. Yeah, it's an age thing. Anyway. A watercourse, My Own Private Idaho, and Joni Mitchell's second most covered song. For you, Paddy, who knows everything about music. What connects number 3? What connects? Pieces of the Earth's crust. Pieces of the Earth's crust. A large estuary between Uruguay and Argentina, with a flat dish. So what connects a flat dish with an estuary between Argentina and Uruguay with pieces of the Earth's crust. You see the way that we're able to connect geology with geography with the kitchen. A flat plate, an estuary, Uruguay, Argentina. The Earth's crust is your what connects number 3. Good scoring pugwash as always. Hard to catch you guys out. Welcome, Pauline, AJ. Hey, Johnny, did you get over your birthday okay? Did you have a good weekend? Looking at all these screens. YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo, Flip. I need an assistant. A production team. That's what I need. A production team. Connection number 4. Hi, Andrew. Connection number 4. May have done bits of this before. But as I often say, if you didn't get it first time round, you won't get it second time round. What connects Rumpelstiltskin with Spandau Ballet with a chemical element, AU? A chemical element, AU, Rumpelstiltskin, and Spandau Ballet is your what connects number 4. This helping your night in? Is it? So after Rumpelstiltskin and Spandau Ballet and an element AU, you're going to need a keyboard. You're going to need a bigger keyboard. Name the movie. Connection number 5. What connects? This is good. What connects an English actor born 1967, known for his portrayal of rather tough characters, with character David Webb, created by Robert Ludlow, with an English actor and comedian born David John White in 1940. So, small screen, big screen connection. What connects? An English actor born 1969, I used to be able to speak, 67, who is associated with his portrayal of rather tough characters, with character David Webb, produced by or created by author Robert Ludlow, with an English actor and comedian born David John White in 1940, is your screen connection 5. I repeat, rather slowly. An English actor born 1967, associated with his portrayal of tough characters. Your character, David Webb, created by the author Robert Ludlow, with an English actor and comedian born David John White in 1940. Now there's one for you in your what connects number 5. as we approach the halfway point in your full course of your main course of connections. What connects Neverland with the Greek god of the wild shepherds and flocks with cookware? What connects? I may have done this one before, just realised. Neverland, the Greek god of the wild shepherds and flocks with cookware is your what connects number 6. Neverland, the Greek god of wild shepherds and flocks and cookware. Is your number 6 halfway point in your full course of connections? We have 2 full courses. We've got your connections and your pitch around. 2 full courses, and then we do appetizers and we finish with some desserts. I'm mental. It is Stephen. But you'll get it. Second half of connections. What connects the Milky Way with Samsung with chocolate by Mars? Is your what connects number 7. The Milky Way with Samsung with chocolate by Mars is your what connects number 7. You're fine, Jeremy. You're not losing it. Samsung, chocolate by Mars, and the Milky Way. You're fine. Did you get the Milky Way, Samsung, chocolate by Mars? Yeah. Jeremy, you get it? Connection 8. What connects a bird with the Bee Gees with an heroic outlaw? So what connects a bird with the Bee Gees and an heroic outlaw is your connection 8. Bird, Bee Gees, heroic outlaw. You'll have to pay attention to connection 9. There's a bit of creative connecting here. Wait for it. Is it worth 1,000,000 points? I'll think about it. Okay, here we go. Pay attention. What connects number 9? What connects the Earth's maximum axial tilt toward the Sun at 23.44 degrees with LaDonna, Adrian Gaines, Queen of Disco, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe, how do you pronounce her name? Zoe Deschanel? Deschanel? So, what connects Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Zoe Deschanel, with LaDonna Adrian Gaines, Queen of Disco, with the Earth's maximum axial tilt toward the Sun at 23.44 degrees? Now there's a note there. What connects? Flip. The Earth's maximum axial tilt toward the Sun at 23.44 degrees. LaDonna Adrian Gaines, otherwise known as the Queen of Disco, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe, I think her pronunciation is Deschanel, is your weird connection number 9. No, definitely wow, but it's a good one. Earth's maximum tilt at 23.44 degrees. What's he talking about? LaDonna Adrian Gaines, Queen of Disco, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe Deschanel. Probably my proudest, well, one of my proudest ever connections. What connects? Definitely losing it, but it helps. You got it, Joanne. See, connections are good. If you can hang your hat on just one, you got a chance. 2, you're laughing. 3, penalty kick. Over the goal line even, with VAR. So, well done. Number 10. Bit more straightforward. And secondly, you'll be delighted to know, less long-winded. What connects a British film studio with an athletics event with Mickey Spillane? Mickey Spillane, an athletics event? A famous British film studio. Halloween. British film studio, think Halloween. Mickey Spillane and an athletics event is your connection number 10. British film studio. Mickey Spillane. An athletics event. I'll give you a few moments just to catch your breath on our rather exhausting quiz for quizzers. Tomorrow evening is your party quiz, and you can still some quizzy stuff, mind, but with their own website, we can definitely let our hair down and relax a bit and just kick back. Yeah. Don't take too much out of yourselves this evening. I need you in good shape for tomorrow. Same time, same place, your place. Connection number 11. What connects a unit of currency with an expatriate American poet and critic? That's your dodgy one. With a unit of mass. A unit of currency, a unit of mass. Yeah. The expatriate American poet and critic is your rather obtuse connection number 3. What connects your unit of mass with your unit of currency and this expatriate American poet and critic. Tough connections, but sure, if they were all easy, sometimes you just got to trust your instinct. Just go with it. Sure, if you're getting them all right, it'd be good. And your final connection, and then we'll do some pictures. Your final connection, hopefully a bit more straightforward. What connects Australia's longest river? Australia's longest river with a tennis player, with Groundhog Day. So Groundhog Day in reverse order, a tennis player, and Australia's longest river is your connection, final connection. You'll be probably delighted to know connection number 12. Okay, so let's recap on, it's hard work, it's exhausting. Go and get yourself a drink. Isabel, go and pour yourself something in San Diego at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll wait on you. Okay, your connections. Let's do a recap on your exhaustive connections. So, here we go. We're up on Vimeo. In a few moments, we'll be there with Facebook and we'll be there with YouTube. Just bear with me. If you were all on the website, I wouldn't have to wait a second. But sure, you have to get used to it. Just a bit like me, you have to get accustomed to migrating and feel comfortable with our new website for our own quiz and party quiz community where we can laugh in harmony. What connects your imperial weight with Wall Street or JFK? Calculus, plural, calculi, a medical condition. Joni Mitchell's second most covered song, My Own Private Idaho, a watercourse. Pieces of the Earth's crust, the large estuary between Uruguay and Argentina, a flat dish. Rumpelstiltskin, Spandau Ballet, and a chemical element, symbol AU. Your English actor born 67, known for his portrayal of tough characters. Your character David Webb, created by Robert Ludlow. Your English actor and comedian born David John White, 1940. Who could that be? Neverland, the Greek god of wild shepherds and flocks and cookware. I've done it before, but sure, there's no harm in doing it again. The Milky Way, Samsung and Chocolate by Mars. Your bird, the Bee Gees, and an heroic outlaw. The Earth's maximum axial tilt toward the sun at 23.44 degrees. LaDonna Adrian Gaines, Queen of Disco, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe Deschanel. A British film studio. Mickey Spillane, an athletics event. Your penultimate connection but one, the unit of currency. Your expatriate poet and critic, and your unit of mass. And your final connection. What connects Australia's longest river with a tennis player and Groundhog Day? So how did you get on? Well, let's find out. And thank you for tuning in to our nerve-wracking inaugural website event. Good luck. So here's your connections. So what connects? Stone, as in Oliver Stone, as in gallstone, as in stone weight. River Phoenix, as in, where was I? River Phoenix, as in river, as in Joni Mitchell's second most covered song, The River. Plate, as in plate tectonics, as in the river plate, as in plate your flat dish. Gold, as in Rumpelstiltskin, as in Spandau Ballet, as in AU. Jason, as in Jason Bourne, as in David Jason, as in Jason Statham. Pan, as in Peter Pan, as in Greek god of wild shepherds and flocks, as in your cookware, your Samsung Galaxy, your Galaxy Milky Way, as in your chocolate by Mars. Robin Hood, as in Robin Gibb, as in Robin the bird. Summer, as in Donna Summer, as in 50 Days of Summer, as in summer the season. Mike Hammer, the hammer, as in field. Did you like that summer one? It was good. The hammer, as in athletics, field. Mike Hammer, as in Hammer Studios. Ezra Pound, as in pound currency, as in pound unit of mass. Andy Murray, Bill Murray, as in Australia's longest river. Fantastic. Great scoring. Out of 24, take a breather. Take a breather. So share your scores. Sam and the Sandbaggers maxing out on YouTube. Finn's Fulls maxing out, as in Team Dev, on good scoring, Stephen, nonetheless, on Facebook, and 5 o'clock somewhere on our website, 2324. You're all doing magnificent. And it's not the winning that counts. Well, maybe it's the taken part, as in the hammer. Okay, round 3, you've got your images. So we've got some pictures. Your first three cityscapes. Identify the 3 cities from the 3 images. Houston, no problem. And it is no problem. Cityscape, city number 1. Where's this? City number 2. Where's this? Good luck. City, please. Where's this? and on all our channels. City number 3. Where's this? Okay, doke. So after your 3 cities, we've got 3 fashion brands. Don't say we don't mix it up here. We do. 3 fashion brands. Fashion brand number 1. Who's this? What's this? Fashion brand number 1. Caption number 4. First 3 were the cities from the cityscapes. Famous fashion brand, but tricky, mind you, from the image, number 2. So apologies yet again, Gareth. Cityscapes. So the cities, forget city-states. Prediction. And your famous fashion brand number 3, caption number 6, you all know it, but do you? Okay, 7, 8 and 9, you're going to get a map. And we've been able to do maps this last few weeks. 1, 2 and 3, 7, 8 and 9, 3 US states. 3 US states, they are numbered 1, 2 and 3, and they are your 7, 8 and 9. Identify these states from this map. 3 of them. I'll leave this up. Another map. Okay, so you have to you have to identify a bit of history as well as a map. 5 European explorers. It was a bit of a test for me to be able to do it. So 5 European explorers from these 5 routes. Don't worry too much about the order you get them in. See how many you can get out of 5. I think it's good. Don't worry about the order. Just pick your 5 explorers from this. Good luck. Definitely good luck. So you've got a map with 5 famous routes by 5 famous European explorers. I won't be too hard on you in terms of the order you put them in. I could care less. So figure out from these 5 routes your 5 famous European explorers. Tricky, but good. It was hard to get a map to convey what I wanted to do. So there's 5 potential European explorers, 5 different routes. Don't worry about the order. Just see if you can see if you can remember 5 famous European explorers. If you can match the explorer to the routes, hats off to you. Hats off to you. So 5 European explorers from this, and I'll leave you alone. took a bit of digging out this map, I can tell you, from the old Google. It's good. So can you figure out 5 European explorers? And if you can figure out the colour codes with each, you definitely deserve an extra pat on the back. For now, just not in any particular order, see if you can figure them out from their various routes to North America, the Americas, Caribbean, India. East Indies, etc. I'll be super impressed. But then, I've been super impressed by you guys since day dot. Okay, so let's recap on your 3 cities. Your 3 fashion brands. Tricky. Your 3 US states from the map: 1, 2, and 3, 7, 8, and 9. Your 5 European navigators. Okay, so I do appreciate there was a lot going on there. There was me saying during the picture round you could relax, and me throwing in 5 European explorers. Anyway, it was good. I'm testing. I'm testing me. I'm testing you. I'm testing technology. I'm just testing. Okay, your answers to your round 3 and your answers. Good luck to round 3. Where are we? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So your cities were, well done if you got Istanbul, not Constantinople. On the Bosphorus, well done if you got Berlin. Very well done if you spotted the CN Tower and the Sky Dome of Toronto. exceptionally well done if you got Tommy Hilfiger and Versace, and Timberland typo should have been down below. Your US states, New Mexico, well done if you got that. Washington State, oh, and I missed South Carolina. So South Carolina, New Mexico, and Washington. Your 5 explorers, I wasn't being fussy. Christopher Columbus, Italian. Cuba, Hispaniola. John Cabot, Italian explorer, 1497 to the north coast of North America. Ferdinand Magellan, East Indies, 1519. Portuguese explorer. Vasco da Gama, another Portuguese explorer, 1498 on his way to India. And your French explorer, did anybody get Jacques Cartier on his way to the Gulf of St. Lawrence on 1534? A particularly tough final 5 explorers. I know it was. Do I regret it? Nah. It was good to do that wee map. And it's good to push the boundaries. For you. For me. It was a good tester. But I'm sure out there, some of you, there was 14 points available. That takes your aggregate thus far, if you're keeping count, and I'm sure you are, out of 38. Let me know out of 38 how well you're doing, including European navigators and explorers. I wasn't too fussy in the order, so there was some latitude. But it was, I do admit, I pushed it. But sure, not a thing wrong with that, I would say. Okay, your final round. And then you'll need to have a drink and relax before you try and get to sleep after this. Flip me. So, I'll go easy on you in your final round. And thank you for tuning in. And my God, these quizzes are taking longer. Have you noticed that? That's because I'm taking my time. Maybe I need to curtail the content. Maybe more than an hour is too much. Never on a Saturday night, but maybe on a Friday night when Rachel needs to, put her head down. Famous Janes and authors. Okay, let's quickly fly through your final round. Famous Janes and authors. Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice is your famous Jane and author number 1. Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice is your famous Jane and author number 1. You're scoring well. And Rachel, the sign of a true genius at his work. You never noticed that I was taking longer. So we'll just hang on here until 1 a.m. or 7 AST. You've got me. I'm here. I can play some tunes now. You'll have to cut off YouTube and Facebook. And Paddy, we can play tunes. No, we'll do that tomorrow evening. Thank you, Vanessa. Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice is your famous Jane and author number 1. Famous Jane and author number 2, Jane Marple from St. Mary Mead. Jane Marple from St. Mary Mead is your famous Jane author number 2. Good scoring, guys. I tell you, you're smart. You're the smartest quiz audience that we could take on anybody. See, by the time we're finished, we'll be able to take on anybody. Danielle, your 3 dogs are named from character. Oh, you see, and I didn't know that. And your famous Jane and author number 3, Jane Eyre, and her love for Mr. Rochester is your famous Jane author number 3. Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Jane Marple, St. Mary Mead. Jane Eyre and her love for Mr. Rochester is your famous Jane author, please, number 3. Great scoring, sandbaggers. great. Scoring 5 o'clock somewhere. It's good that you're putting up your scores on our live Vimeo webpage. Rachel, okay, catch you at 3 then. Oh, what comes next? We have a graphic. Thanks to Alan. What comes next? We have 3. What comes next? All on the one slide. Here you go. After famous Janes and authors, what comes next? There's 3 of them. So that's 4, 5 and 6 with a graphic. Thanks Alan at Art Media. 3 of them. What comes next? Excellent, Stephen. You've managed to do the old scoring on the old, rather new webpage. So what comes next? 1, 4, 9, 16 next. Montreal, Moscow, LA next. Scott, Virgil, Allen next. What comes next? Is your 4, 5 and 6 in your final round in tonight's quiz for quizzers quiz? So thank you, Alan, for your super graphic. 1, 4, 9, 16. Next, please. Montreal, Moscow, LA. Next, please. Scott, Virgil, Alan. Next, please. Okay, so okay with the number, figuring out the connection, Montreal, Moscow, LA, what would possibly come next. And Scott, Virgil, Alan, I'm sure you've figured out, yep, but who comes next? Okay, so that's your 4, 5 and 6. Okay, 7, 8 and 9 as we approach sleepy time. Parts of the body, corpus. We're already getting the drift of where this is heading. Parts of the body in Latin. So you get 3 parts of the body, or corpus, in Latin. The more familiar term that we would use. And we'll come on to terms for the last 3. You see, there's always a theme, or accidentally a line of continuum or quizzes here at Vincent's Kitchen Quiz. So without any further ado, parts of the body, or your corpus. The cranium. What would you normally call your cranium? Is your parts of the body number 1, your cranium. Not Kiev, cranium. Parts of the body number 2, your tibia. Your tibia would be more familiarly called your what? So your cranium, your tibia, and your patella. Your patella. So your cranium and your tibia and your patella would more commonly be called your what, and your what. Your cranium, your tibia, and your patella is your parts of your corpus. 7, 8, and 9. Can you cast to your TV from probably Virginia? Yeah, I'll check that out. I'm not sure that it's recommended if it's a particularly wide screen. But probably anything's possible. My God, if I'm doing this, anything's possible. Okay, so your cranium, your tibia, and your patella are 3 parts of your corpus. But what would you commonly call your cranium, tibia, and patella? And your final 3 questions in tonight's quiz, which used to take an hour, and it now takes an hour and a half, and I'm maybe disappointed. Maybe not. Okay, your final 3. Your final 3 are, I've done it before, the origins of expressions we use. The origins of expressions that we use. So these are expressions that we use. So you're going to get the definition as well as the origin. But you figure out from the initials of the above the common day expression. Just want to make sure I get them in order. Common day expression number 1. GTCS. GTCS. The meaning of GTCS is what I'm after. The meaning is to reject or be deliberately unfriendly. The origin. In medieval times, after feasting, the host would give his guests a cold piece of meat from the shoulder of a piece of beef or pork. So what on earth could GTCS that we use in everyday language, those are the initials, what would that mean? The meaning is to reject or be deliberately unfriendly. The origin, in medieval times, after feasting, the host would give his guests a piece of meat from the shoulder of beef or pork. So what does GTCS mean from all of that? Is your origin of expression number 1? It's It's good. It's good. And expression number 2 that we use in everyday language is your CYTC. I'll wait until YouTube and Facebook catch up. CYTC. Here we go. CYTC. We've got you on Facebook. We now have you on YouTube. CYTC. To reveal. The meaning is to reveal one's character. The origin of this expression that we use in everyday language is to confuse their enemies. Warships would use multiple flags, forgive them, using its actual flag just before firing. Virginia, I will figure out that we should be able to do that. I'll figure that out tomorrow. So CYTC, the meaning is to reveal one's character. The origin is to confuse their enemies. Warships would use multiple flags. Then, not the, then using its actual flag just before firing. What on earth is CYTC? Reveals one character. CYTC. And there's the origin of that. To confuse their enemies, warships would use many flags, multiple flags, then, not the, then using its actual flag just before firing. And your famous expression that we tend to use is this. BSU. Just wait until you catch up on, for those of you who are still on Facebook and YouTube and haven't migrated to our web channel, which I would encourage everybody to do for the reasons previously stated, but we'll work on that as a team over the next few days, hours, minutes, weeks. BSU. The meaning of BSU. To flatter or otherwise ingratiate oneself with someone. The origin of BSU, the expression that I'm after with the initials BSU, is in ancient India. People would use to throw balls of butter at statues of gods in order to seek favour. So there you go. What on earth is BSU? To flatter or otherwise ingratiate oneself with someone else. There's the names of the dogs, not even on the big screen, Danielle, but we'll figure out the big screen. Have you figured out BSU? In ancient India, people used to throw balls of butter at statues of gods in order to seek favour. Awesome. Let's recap on your final round because it's Betty Buys, guys, and it's Friday night and you need to be in shape for your party quiz tomorrow evening, where we will stay up late and play tunes now that we've got our own web channel. And please go on to that because it would be really, really handy for many reasons. Your questions to your final round. And thank you so much for tuning in. So we had your famous Janes and authors, Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice, Jane Marple from St Mary Mead, Jane Eyre and her love for Mr. Rochester, your famous Janes and authors. What comes next? We had your graphic for 14916. What comes after? Montreal, Moscow, LA. What comes next? Scott, Virgil, Allen. What comes next? Parts of the body or corpus, given the context, cranium, tibia, patella, and your origins of expressions that we use. I remind you what they were very quickly. GTCS, to reject or deliberately or be deliberately unfriendly. To reveal one's character. And to flatter or otherwise ingratiate oneself with someone. So your answers. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please keep posting your scores out of 50 this evening. We're now into hour and a half territory. I have to figure out, is that just too much time? Not for me, for you. Stay tuned. Thank you for being here on the evening that we did our first ever Vincent's Kitchen Quiz web appearance. I was really nervous, and it's worked, and we can take it on to the next level, and we can develop all the things that I want to do without fear of interjection from Facebook and YouTube. I would encourage you for that reason to migrate across to our webpage. I will make it as seamless as possible. We're in no hurry. Don't panic like me. And we can do tunes and everything else and be in control. So thank you. And I want to raise money for good causes between now and Christmas. So I want to get it right, and I want to keep you right. And I want to create an experience that fundamentally people enjoy. And I want to be careful about the content I put out there. I can be better. I can do a lot better. I know I can. I need to be more current and everything else. I do try, and thank you for your patience, and bless you all. Here's your answers to your last round. So your answers to your final round. Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen. Agatha Christie, St Mary Mead and Jane Marple. Charlotte Bronte, Jane Eyre. Your graphics were 1, 2 squared, 4, 3 squared, 9, 4 squared, 16, 5 squared, 25. Summer Olympics, Montreal, Moscow, LA. Then we moved in 1988 to Seoul. Your Thunderbirds are Go, Scott, Virgil, Allen, and then Gordon. Your cranium, your skull, your tibia, your shin bone, your patella, your kneecap, your origins of expressions we used, your GTCS were give the cold shoulder, so show your true colours, and butter someone up. So out of 50, how did you do? Thank you. Thanks for your encouragement. Thanks for your support. Like, share, extend the family or little community. I do this for nothing other than, well, I do love it. I admit that. But there's probably 3 days a week of work goes into this. That's not a complaint. It's not. It's just to explain. And I love it. I love you, and keep sharing and liking, and I want to develop this further and everything it could be. But I need you. Without you, I can't do anything. So thank you. Bless you all. See you soon. Well, I won't. You'll see me. Stay tuned, stay safe, and same time, same place, your place. And tomorrow evening, we'll let our hair down and go onto the website, because